Welcome to the fourth episode of the series on the history of ancient Egypt. In it, I will talk about the beginning of the Old Kingdom, the Third Dynasty. The truth is that I stopped a lot during the research into the antiquities of this dynasty. I no longer know whether to talk to you about the beginning of civilization or the peak of Egyptian civilization. Suddenly, and without logical steps, we arrive at engineering miracles. Precision in construction, extensive and skillful use of stones, intertwined and simultaneous engineering operations. Many questions stood in front of them. Where did they get the great expertise to cut and shape the stones? As if the workers had been trained for generations to build with stone. The truth is that there are many mysteries and their archaeological interpretations are illogical to many people, and I am one of them. If this is the first time you hear me, I am as if the workers had been trained for generations to build with stone. The truth is that there are many mysteries and their archaeological interpretations are illogical to many people, and I am one of them. If this is the first time you hear me, I am Kholoud El-Gammal, PhD in Egyptian secrets. I hope you support me by subscribing, liking and sharing. If you like the video, the sources began the Third Dynasty with the rule of King Khet. The texts of the covenant called him the Eagle Khet, which means the body of the deity. But sure, by the name of the Holy Bridge, and the most famous name ever, Djoser. Some references mentioned that he was the son of King Xerxes, the last king of the Second Dynasty, and some mentioned that he was his brother. Whoever he was, it seems that his era was special. My country Turin mentioned his name in red, and Manetho mentioned that he ruled for 29 years. Let's start the puzzles and talk about its pyramidal group, the oldest stone building that begins with the seeds surrounding the funerary or pyramidal group. A wall made up of beautifully crafted entrances and exits. The height of the pictures is about 10 meters. Only one door in the southeast and a symbolic gate after the gate is a stone passage made up of 40 columns similar to bundles, wrapped hailstalks. The roof is made of semi-cylindrical blocks, side by side, resembling palm trunks. They have not been repeated again throughout the historical ages. The stones of grace are polished, there is no material. The flower is for connecting the stones. The truth is that the group is large and there is a feeling of awe and curiosity about the secret of this construction. And its content is the Pyramid of Saqqara, which occupied a middle position in the large architectural group. At first glance, if you compare it to the Great Pyramid of Giza, it will seem like a simple pyramid, but let me tell you that it is very complex. Scientists say that it went through about 6 construction stages. The first stage was to dig a deep well in the rock, about 28 meters long. Its square sides are 7 meters long. The well ends in a room called the burial chamber, a rectangular room built entirely of pink granite and covered with 7 stone slabs. The ceiling has a cylindrical opening, which is the only entrance to this room. The opening was closed with a conical stopper made of granite, weighing 3¼ tons. He entered the room on a coffin made of 32 pieces assembled in the style of the lover and the beloved made of Aswan granite. The weight of the coffin is estimated at 175 tons. You can go to the east and west of the well. There are 2 doors that lead to a staircase that leads to a group of corridors. We are still in the first stage of construction. Let's count the puzzles. How was the digging done so deep? With primitive tools and without a constant source of light? What solid granite was used for? How was it cut and installed? How was a 175-ton coffin lowered into a 28 meters deep well? Where is the mummy of King Djoser? The prize scientists were found. One of them contained the mummy of a young child. so that these 11 wells can be contained within the platform. Parts were added to the east, building was extended to the north and west, and increased the number of benches from 4 to 6 to take the train shape. The final stage is additions from all sides, and the building is clad with soft limestone from quarries, you see. In fact, the buildings under the pyramid suggest another pyramid under the pyramid. A group of tunnels, a group of about 6 kilometers stone building consisting of 6 rectangular sources, almost a maze. To the point that some researchers said that they were made by pyramid thieves. Let's talk about the stratum and the rooms under the pyramid. Its walls are covered with blue ash, and I squeezed in it about 40,000 canals made of 28 different types of stones, granite pottery, and basalt schist. Well-crafted and beautifully shaped vessels, some of which bear the names of the kings of the first dynasties. The era of the statue of King Djoser, and a small room adjacent to the northern side of the pyramid, called the crypt room, and affected the only remaining complete statue of King Djoser also in the southern tomb adjacent to the pyramid. Djoser appeared performing rituals in front of the deities, and next to him a group of inscriptions. The truth, here I stopped in front of a number of questions. Why was the statue of King Djoser made manually or simply and neglected while blue ash was used? Blue color does not exist freely in nature, it exists mixed with another mineral. How were these unique vessels made in this era? In fact, the engravings on them date back to the early dynasty. How were they made? With primitive tools and from very hard stones. And what is the reason for their presence in such numbers? Sources tell us after the end of Djoser's reign about the reign of King Sekhem Khet, whose pyramid complex was incomplete in Saqqara. But it is similar to the Djoser group. Sources said he died before it was completed. In the excavations of 1954, Dr. Zakaria uncovered a rich stone mastaba, but later they discovered that it was just the base of the pyramid. It was not completed. The passage inside the pyramid was found a group of corridors and storerooms. A well was found containing the remains of birds, the remains of a bull, and 62 pieces of papyrus written in the Demotic script. In the burial chamber, a unique alabaster coffin was found with a hole that could be opened and closed from the side. Despite the presence of the media and the preparation to open the coffin when it was opened, it was discovered that it was completely empty. After King Sekhem Khet ruled King Kabe and King Nabka, they have the remains of pyramids in Zayat el-Aryan between Giza and Abu Sur. Some pots bearing their names have been found. After that, a number of kings succeeded each other in establishing the monarchy, which made them between 4 and 6, and Manton mentioned 8 kings. The Third Dynasty ended with King Huni, to whom it is attributed, a dynasty that will not last. The Turin Papyrus states that he ruled for 24 years, and that if the design of a pyramid was changed more than once, it would last. In the end, it was built as a step pyramid with 8 full steps, and the steps were filled in, and the outside was covered with white gypsum stone, but he died before it was completed. Its original height was 92 meters.